What is up, guys and gals? Welcome to episode number 200 of the Nonsense Review. That's right, I'm not giving you a number fact today. It's episode 200, Rick.
Yes, that's a big enough fact in and of itself. It is our 200th of the episode.
Yeah, it's quite the achievement. That's, in about a month and a half, we'll be like 4 years into the podcast.
Yeah, that's twice the number of episodes there were of My Little Pony, which was basically our one of our earliest episodes.
Yeah, I don't like to bring up the circumstances for why we did that. So, have you got any fond memories of the podcast you wish to share, even though we did an anniversary episode, a look-back episode like 5 weeks ago?
Well, I think my fondest memory is just when things just emerge from the trials and tribulations. Most of all, the retrospective itself emerged from the more free-form talking that we did as part of our preparation for me going away one time.
That's not how I remember the retrospective forming at all.
Well, we did some like more free-form things, like we did it was the Pokemon one, wasn't it, more than anything else?
Yeah, but that wasn't in preparation of you going on any holiday. It was as an extra credit, because that's how the Nonsense retrospective started, was technically born from extra credits where we just talked bollocks, and then it's like, why don't we just make this a show?
Yeah, because the extra credits did have shows on them as well.
Some of them did, some of them didn't. Extra credit was a weird beast.
Yeah. But yeah, just like pulling things out of nothing and then them becoming segments. The other one being obviously the Rumbles as well, which we both have fun with the Rumbles.
We do. That fucking killing of Georgie thing is never going to see the light of day.
It's not.
I had fun discussing a piece of music with you, Rick, while also simultaneously kind of hating it.
Yeah, screaming internally because all I could talk about was like the technical aspects of, okay, this is all in a minor key.
That's not even what you did, though. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's not seeing the light of day. The audience don't know what we're talking about. I'm your host, as always, Devon, and joining me equally as always is Rick.
Hello, everybody.
Today we are going to watch the very first episode of Squid Game. That's right, fucking striking while the iron is cold. Kind of. It's one of those weird ones where their second season literally just dropped, so it's kind of relevant again.
Yeah. The iron is lukewarm.
Yeah, the iron went cold, then heated up again a bit, but the bit we're focusing on is like the very, very tip where it's not hot anymore. Yeah,
our bit of the iron is rusty. The rest of it is it's perfectly serviceable.
Gotta be honest with you, using the iron analogy may not have been the best one for what we're talking about.
No.
But yes, do you want some background information on Squid Game?
Yeah, let's go.
Alrighty, it first released on 17th of September 2021. Being a Netflix show, it obviously, season 1 pretty much dropped all at the same time. I remember this being a big deal. Everyone would not shut the fuck up about it, which made me not watch it.
Yeah, totally.
It's one of those annoying things where I'm like, this looks good, but people won't shut the fuck up about it, so I'm going to hold fire. And now the second season's dropped, and I'm like, I think I need to watch this, though.
Yeah, and season 1 was made on a shoestring budget, which kind of adds to the charm, apparently.
It was not a shoestring budget.
Okay, but compared to what it got for season 2.
Well, yeah, but you could say that about any show.
Yeah, any show that's successful to this degree.
You could say it about Game of Thrones. Its first season compared to every other season was a shoestring budget.
Yeah, and most of it went to Sean Bean.
I don't even think that's accurate.
Nah, probably not even true.
I don't think you know how much it costs to outfit an entire fucking cast.
Oh, totally. Yeah, exactly.
Go on, sir.
That's one thing that I will never complain about. Like they do make really good looking set dressing.
Although in Game of Thrones season 1, a lot of the cloaks and stuff were just IKEA rugs.
I mean, yeah, that's fine.
But yes, the second season dropped literally about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago maybe, 26th of December 2024 for those of you listening in the future. The third and final season is set to release sometime this year, that being 2025 for those listening in the future.
Yeah.
I've never watched the show, Rick. I assume you've never watched the show?
I've never watched it, no. I get the idea that it's like an in real time game show where people are competing for the grim prize of the amount of money they need to live.
Yeah, so as someone who's never watched the show, I've just written down a very brief blurb of what I assume the show's about from what little I've managed to gather from trailers and screenshots and what. It looks like a bunch of people are either forced to play or encouraged to play a bunch of children's games in the hopes of winning cash. The caveat being, if you lose the game, you die.
Yep.
Which is rather grim.
It is rather grim. And the other thing is, like, a lot of the people that have to play have to play because they're basically like there's a mob hit on them for the amount of debt that they're in, for instance. So either they win the money and pay it off and live, or they die here, or they don't play and die to the mob.
I don't think it's got any... Well, there might be a character or two who has, like, mob debts or gambling debts, etc. But some things, it's just like, I've got a family of 5 to feed and I can't find a job.
Yeah,
so,
grim.
Yeah, exactly. It's grim because it's a bit more realistic than usual. I'm going to say anime bullshit, knowing fully well this is a Korean show, not Japanese.
Yeah. It's the kind of thing that, like, whatchamacallit, the original Battle Royale was kind of similar to this.
I'll take your word for it, it's not something I saw.
In that it was the one where, people will get entered into a televised thing, and everyone dies apart from the winner. It's Hunger Games, but before Hunger Games.
Yeah, that's... I understand that Hunger Games is just Battle Royale, but for, like, teenagers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very quick note on the name Squid Game. It's named after a children's game, Ojeng-el. I've butchered that pronunciation. I apologise. Which is it's Korean for squid. I'm not going to run down how the game Squid Game is played because I got to be honest with you, it involved diagrams and sections, and I'm like, I don't want to look this. I don't want to learn the rules of a children's game in Korea for the sake of a bit on a podcast. You can look it up. It's a real game. There's sections. There's a triangle and squares. The diagram made me go, I'm not checking this out. I could barely understand basketball.
Yeah, and I think the helpers use that iconography. Like I've seen people in like fencing suits with like triangles and squares on their heads.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and I get what you're saying. Yeah, triangles, squares. I think some of them have X's as well.
Yeah, maybe so.
Which to me just made me think of the PlayStation.
Yeah, PlayStation people.
Oh god.
Oh man, getting accosted by PlayStation people.
Yeah, they harass Xbox players until they quit.
Yeah. And the X people are the ones that are actually the secret agents, the double agents, because both of them have X's on them.
More like fucking quintuple agents.
Yeah. With and nobody can decide where to put X. Do you put it at the bottom, like PlayStation? Do you put it on the left, like Xbox? Or do you put it on the top, like a fucking Nintendo?
I mean, if you want to get really technical here, I still remember fucking Xbox's little Twitter thing ages ago said, gamers of all types can unite under one thing, the X button. And then Sony retweeted,
including the PC.
The Sony retweeted saying, actually, it's the cross button. And it's like, ooh, you guys are dicks. No one calls it that.
Yeah, you could have had a fun thing. You decided to be a contrarian, to be a twat.
But yes, this is directed. It's written, directed, and created by Hwang Dong-hyuk. Apologies if I pronounced his name incorrectly. This is not his first rodeo by any means. I won't go too deep into his career, as I'm personally unfamiliar with South Korean cinema, apart from like one really good show I watched years ago on Netflix. It was about a fucking crazy detective who recruited a bunch of criminals to solve crimes. It was cool.
Yeah.
But yes, Hwang Dong-hyuk also directed a film called My Father, a film called The Crucible, aka Silenced, both covering pretty heavy issues, one about deaf school children who are abused by the system, and one by... it was about adoption, but he found out his adopted father was on like death row, and apparently he handled it rather realistically, how you would meeting your biological parent after, not knowing them all your life. I don't know, I've not seen it.
Right, okay.
He also directed something called Miss Granny, which was much more light-hearted. It was about a 75-year-old lady who managed to... The synopsis was very iffy. Either drank a potion or used a literal time machine type thing. Either way, she got reverted back to how she looked when she was 20. So it's a bit of a comedy in that regard.
That's kind of cute.
Yeah. The leading man is one Lee Jung-jae. Again, apologies if I mispronounced his name. Yeah, I didn't know anything about this gentleman. Turns out he's a pretty fucking big deal when it comes to Korean media.
Sweet.
So yeah, this is not his first rodeo either. He's been acting since like the late 90s and a pretty big name. Effectively, Squid Game launched him from a big name in Korean acting and media to, he now has international fame.
Yeah.
Last but not least, I'm going to touch upon it because you and I vaguely know the themes of this show. It's being very like, hey, making people compete for a life-changing amount of money with the failure. Failure means death is kind of a fucked up premise. Why are there so many people trying to do it in real life?
Yeah, because they're following the leader and they think that it works, and it really doesn't. Because if your failure state is that you don't die, then that's just a regular game show.
Pretty much, man. It's not original in any way.
No, it's just a game show.
But I think
we have those.
we do. Mr. Beast is probably one of the worst. I think he kickstarted the trend because he started it with his YouTube series. I haven't watched any of this bollocks. I don't care about the chat. But he did that. He's obviously got his Amazon show, which is just that again. I don't know why Amazon greenlit it, but whatever. It's called the Beast Games instead of Squid Game, so they don't get sued. But the weirdest of all is Netflix did it as well.
Yeah, Netflix did a thing to plagiarize their own thing and do it bad.
It's not plagiarism. They own the right. They own it.
Well, okay, but someone inside Netflix can still plagiarize another idea and it not be brought up as plagiarism because it's owned by the same umbrella or because they petitioned it to Netflix.
But it's not plagiarism because they own it. They commissioned it in the first place. They own the IP.
Right, sure, okay.
I understand. I understand what you're trying to say, but it's wrong. Is what you're trying to say.
Sure. It also makes me giggle every time you say Mr. Beast because I assume you're going to say Mr. Bean.
Okay. But yeah, that's the rundown on Squid Game, or at least my very brief research. I couldn't do too big of a dive because, quite frankly, I actually want to watch this show, so I didn't want to spoil myself.
Yeah, totally.
So with that in mind, Rick, we've got a week to catch up upon. How has your week been? What have you done? What have you seen in the wide universe?
Well, I've had a bit of a light week, and I'm actually going to bring up something that I didn't know about until recently because it wasn't reported until after the fact. One Britt Allcroft, if Reverend Audrey is the father of Thomas the Tank Engine, then she is the mother. The creator of the TV version passed away on Christmas Day, but the family didn't report it until the new year. She'll be sadly missed. I think she was also one of the creators of Blue Peter.
Damn. Just having one of those to your name is quite a big deal, but having both is even bigger. For international fans, you probably already know what Thomas the Tank Engine is. Your version had George Carlin narrating it. Ours had Ringo Starr. Do you want to explain to the audience what Blue Peter is for those who don't know?
It's a bunch of young adult presenters doing a variety show for kids with such activities as creating things out of shit and burying a tortoise over winter to dig it up in the new year and see that the tortoise has not indeed died.
Yeah, that's not fucked, is it?
Yeah, it's demonstrating things for kids to learn, and the fact that they do the same thing every year is endearing to kids who've seen it before and revolutionary to kids who are 6 for the first time.
Is Blue Peter still going?
I believe it is, yeah.
I gotta confess to you, Rick, I've never actually watched Blue Peter. I mean, I might have watched it as a child, but it was so immemorable that I don't remember watching it. Have they had any breakout names? Has anyone graduated from Blue Peter to do other things?
I'm pretty sure they have, but I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Something in my brain is saying Alan Titmarsh was involved at some point.
That sounds about right.
Sounds about right. There's me saying that, as if anyone fucking listening gives a fuck about Ground Force.
That said, Titchmarsh did a speech at my school one time, and I was like, oh man, this is going to be shit. Turned out to be the best speech that anyone ever did.
Fair enough. Do you want to elaborate?
Well, just he injected a lot of comedy into it and a lot of introspection, and realised that a bunch of kids are probably not going to care about a garden man. So he just came and was a comedian.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, truth be told, I was not even remotely aware of the person you brought up initially. So I can't really add much.
Yeah. Fair enough. Other things that happened. Kason has been banned on Twitch.
I don't care. This is like the 5th time it's happened, isn't it?
Well, this is a proper ban. This is not just a timeout or a warning.
What'd she do?
She played a platformer where the main character is a willy.
Okay.
So
was her stream marked as adult only or what?
It is, but apparently Twitch doesn't care about that because somebody really, really hates VTubers in Twitch HQ and will ban them for anything, while people who've literally got porn playing on their streams just stay up, no problem.
You've got some people who use Twitch. I don't watch streams in general unless it's something. I think I've watched the occasional Nintendo Direct live, and that's technically a stream. But I don't care for streaming. It's not my type of entertainment. That being said, I know for a fact there are some Twitch streamers who use Twitch as just a way to dress scantily clad and advertise their OnlyFans. I'm not knocking them for doing it. They can do what they want. It's not breaking anyone's rules. It's not doing anything perverse, in my opinion. But but that's what they're doing. And I don't see how that's allowed, but playing a game where you play as a giant cock isn't, especially if your stream is marked as adult. That's the key thing here. If your stream is marked as adult, anything should go short of hardcore pornography, I guess, because Twitch doesn't like that.
Yeah. And meanwhile, on the YouTube side, things like genital jousting, where the character very definitely is a willy, just a cock and balls with an anus, that's stayed up because YouTube is a lot more forgiving than Twitch, it seems.
Well, YouTube has been around for a lot longer, for one, and two, if you at YouTube on any platform and say, hey, what the fuck, they will fix your problem within 10 minutes.
Yeah, because even if something is being auto-moderated by a bot, it's worth it to them to have some humans overlooking the complaints.
YouTube is far from perfect, however, it's been around longer, so some of the things that might affect newer platforms just are not an issue.
Yeah. And the last thing that I've seen in the world is that amidst rumours, speculation, and countless leaks about their new console, Nintendo have finally announced their next console.
Have they?
It's going to be a Lego Game Boy.
Oh, so they haven't announced the Switch 2?
No, they've not announced the Switch 2. They've announced a Lego Game Boy, which is going to cost more than a Switch Lite.
I'm sorry, you're saying a Lego Game Boy. You mean a Game Boy made out of Lego? Is that literally what it is?
Yep, a Game Boy made out of Lego, like the one that they made for the NES. Like the NES one is actually a really cool set as like a shelf top set to just have all the time. But yeah, the Game Boy, it's probably going to be a lot cheaper actually, because the NES actually had a TV on it. But yeah,
is it functional or just looks like one?
No, it just looks like one. So it's probably going to be cheaper, to be honest.
Okay, because it being more expensive than a Switch makes sense if it's a playable console, because you're going to have to actually make it in such a way that the person building it can't fuck it up.
Yeah, and have the Game Boy gubbins.
I'm glad it's not an actual console and that you were just pulling my leg, because Nintendo don't need more reasons to go after emulation.
No, they don't. But yeah, the Switch 2 is basically all but announced by everyone other than Nintendo. Like, we even know what it looks like from an Amazon JP listing for accessories.
Well, we assume that that's correct. Again, we just don't know how far people will go to take the piss.
Yeah, true.
But it's probably correct. It probably was someone's fuck up, but Nintendo are very trigger happy with shutting that shit down,
Yeah. And the last thing is that for me, I have been playing Pokemon Infinite Fusions, as you know as a person, because I won't shut the fuck up about it. They've had an update that does two things. Number one is adding a few new Pokemon and giving us a remix mode where you can just play through the game again with different locations and mons available without being a full-on randomizer. And the other is that it's now playable on Android.
Fair enough. What was it on before? Just your desktop?
Yeah, desktop PC only. But yeah, now through the magic of Joy Play, you can play it on Android.
Oh, that's fair. Honestly, when it comes to this sort of this fun little game, time waster is what I'm going to use, but I don't mean that in a derogatory sense. You'd think phones in general is one of the first things they'd aim to get it on.
Yeah. Well, for a fan game, it's a lot easier to make it for PC, and it's only if it's big enough that they'll port it.
Sure.
Like Infinite Fusion now is big enough that they've not ported it themselves. They just advertise that if you use Joy Play, it will work because it's made in Game Maker.
Oh, okay.
Or like I think it's RPG Maker. RPG Maker and Ren'Py work on this. So like anything that runs on that now technically runs on my phone.
Fair enough. I've got to be honest with you. I kind of hate RPG Maker.
Yeah, I get you.
Like Steam is flooded with shit RPG Maker games.
Yeah. And they're all the same thing. They're all fucking advertising that it's boobs and everything, but no, you're just doing top-down 8-bit garbage.
I'm not even talking about things that advertising as boobs, because honestly, if you want to get into like the fucking not video game racket that is to try and not steal but get money for very minimum effort, like the amount of games that are just like
asset flips.
Not even asset flips, nah. Like I googled a bunch of JPEGs of hentai, and I've called it, I don't know, fucking elf girl hentai game, and all it is I'll make the puzzle. You win the puzzle, you put the puzzle together. Your reward is you get to look at the image. Also, here's 26 achievements for every puzzle completed.
Yep. Or like playing Breakout, and by solving Breakout, you reveal the image behind it, so you see most of the image until you get rid of those last couple of blocks.
Okay, but here's the problem: is I actually really like Breakout, and the hentai games that are just Breakout are shit Breakout games.
Yeah, they're all bad. They control like a phone from like 2002.
I'm not even talking about the controls. I'm talking about like the layout of the bricks. It's just like I can't even call it simple because that's an insult to simple things.
Yeah, it's a square. Like they've not even given you a curated creation like Breakout itself actually does.
If someone wants to make a new hentai game, may I suggest making Peggle?
Yeah, make the Peg's little nipples.
No, not even. Just do the Peggle board. If you get a high enough score, you get to fuck your opponent. There, done.
Yeah.
God, I'm so sick of Match 3, Puzzle, Breakout as these shite hentai games, which I've only ever bought one of because I learnt the trick after the first time. You learn how to spot these con man games.
At least Honey Pop is charming.
Honey Pop is fine because it's got actual stuff in there. It's not just literally, and I imagine it's even worse now. I imagine now they just use straight up AI generated crap, which, you know,
oh yeah,
whatever. But it was just a collection of like 20 images they clearly found on Google. Maybe they commissioned the images, maybe, but I fucking doubt it.
Yep. And the one thing that I didn't have written down, but I will say, is I'm now about halfway through Awaria, and it is very charming.
It is. What difficulty are you playing on?
I'm playing on the middle one, the normal one.
Yeah, good, because hard's insane.
Yeah. It's also why I'm not completed it already, because I've gotten to, I think I'm on the second one of the third character,
Nikita.
Yeah, so
Fire.
So I think I'm near the end actually.
You're about you're about halfway. There's 13 stages.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, about halfway then. Yeah.
Although I don't really count the first stage as a stage. It's tutorial. It's
Yeah,
tutorial
it's a
as fuck.
Yeah, like you're dropped in at the deep end. You're not even told what the mechanics are. You have to work it out and like, oh, okay, this.
It's not difficult to work out, but you know.
No. The thing that with the number ticking down needs something doing to it. The other thing that's animated probably has a thing that you can do to it. Yeah. Insert tab A into slot B. But yeah, that's about it from me. How about you? How have you been? What have you seen?
I have replayed and completed South Park: The Stick of Truth.
Ah, yeah.
This game was about £7 as well, alongside you get this and Fractured Butthole during the last Steam sale. So I went, fuck it, I'll play those games again.
Yeah, sweet.
I forgot.
What did you play as?
What did I play as? I played as a mage because I remember I played as a fighter the first time I played it, and the fighter gets dick all for skills. Not even 10 hours gameplay, Rick.
Yeah. I'm vaguely aware. I've seen multiple people play through. I've seen a mage play through, and I've seen a Jew play through.
The only reason to play a Jew is to get the achievement for finding Jesus as a Jew. And the achievement says, we're still cool, right? Yeah. I think the Jew is meant to be a druid.
Yeah, a druid, yeah.
I didn't make that joke, Rick did. Blame him. I do know that when you hover over the Jew class, because Cartman's the one narrating, he goes, oh, so I guess we'll never be friends then.
Yeah, we'll never be truly friends.
Oh, jeez, yeah. But the thing is, though, is that my favourite companion to have in the Stick of Truth is Carl, because his abilities kick ass.
Yeah. Which makes it a really easy choice to betray Cartman.
Yeah, except it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what choice you pick there.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. And, you lose Butters for, one mission, and that's it.
Yeah, Butters is... they made the right decision putting Butters as your first companion and pretty much available throughout the game, because he is kick-ass.
He is. And he's a shining light of purity in the South Park universe.
Also, he whacks people with a hammer, and that's not okay.
Yeah. I mean, it is in the context of the game, but yes. Okay,
but if you kill a rat with Butters, he just straight up squishes the rat into blood. It's really fucked up.
Yep.
But anyway. Stick of Truth is great. I've already started the Fractured Butthole. Boy, does that game feel so different when you play it straight after Stick of Truth, because obviously that wasn't an option back in the day.
Yeah. It was 5 years between, wasn't it?
Yeah. Instantly, the first change is you're talking about PC Principal, who wasn't a thing in the prior game.
Yes. You
know, there's tons of new characters. And you also got Member Berries as the collectible, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I hate these things.
Especially when they turn out to be the villain of that one season.
Well, yeah, I'm not even bothered about that. It's just, it's the fucking Pickle Rick thing of, it got memed to death, which means I fucking don't like it, because it's stuck in my head as something that fucking annoying people do.
Yeah. It wasn't even the, the show made a bit of a meme out of it, but it's the fandom that went all in on it.
Absolutely. It doesn't, with Rick and Morty in general, it doesn't help the fact that the Pickle Rick episode is just not a good episode.
Yeah, I don't think it's the best episode, but yeah.
It's not the best episode episode of the show, full stop, but far from it. It's definitely not even the best episode of that season.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. South Park Stick of Truth was fun. I'll probably be talking next week about how I completed the Fractured Butthole. I know there's some sensitive topics coming up. Like, I already did the mission again where you get locked into a dark room in the church and the 2 paedophile priests come out, and it's just like, oh yeah, there's a lot more paedophile jokes in the second game.
Yep. And the actual priest of South Park is the only one who's not a paedophile.
Yeah, because if you ever want to point to a demonstrably good priest, he is a good priest.
Yeah. Like, if he was able to use the power of God to make his football team win at football, then he would. But that's about as corrupt as he gets.
For real, man. And he even gives you when you beat the quest, he's like, oh my God, I am so sorry. I do not know how to apologize for this. He kicks the 2 priests out of the room and he says, you 2 are going to hell.
Yep.
And then he gives you a macaroni picture art thing and says, here, I got this from a rabbi. Use it to summon Moses.
What a statement.
Oh, gee, yeah, but it's South Park Moses. It's just the fucking ICP from Tron.
Yep.
Anyway, I forgot how much I appreciated South Park's humor. There's a lot of times where they make jokes and I'm like, it's funny, but it's too gross for me to really like. But it's fucking South Park, you know?
Yeah.
You know those people who get offended at South Park humor and you're like, so don't watch fucking South Park. You know what you're signing up for.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, anyway.
Like, I'm more on the side of South Park humor than In-Betweeners humor.
I've never watched In-Betweeners, so I assume I'm probably the same. But In-Betweeners is all cringe humor, and I cringe. I don't laugh.
Yeah, it's all cringe. And I think it's got a lot in common with Peep Show. I think in that they both have a lot to do with cringe, and that yes, there are things in there that are funny, but when your main source is cringe, yeah, it grates a bit.
It's weird though, because I actually quite like Peep Show until about season 4.
Yeah, I vastly prefer that Mitchell and Webb look to Peep Show.
Oh yeah, because it's a fucking sketch show, which are always going to be better than sitcoms.
Yeah, totally.
Anyway, the other thing I did was I played the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, aka one of the free PlayStation Plus games this month.
Yep.
I played the original Stanley Parable. It was always fun just finding all the different routes. If you've played the Stanley Parable before, they changed some of the endings to the routes by adding stuff, so you get more content. But also, after you've beaten the game like 3 times, there's a door that opens. Why'd I say it like that? Anyway, and it just has a a whiteboard taped to the wall that says new content this way. And it's like, oh, cool.
Cool.
The initial new content is a little circle called the jumping circle. If you stand within this circle, you can jump, but only 36 times.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the type of humour that's been brought to the Stanley Parable. It's very much in line with the original Stanley Parable stuff.
Yep, good stuff.
You also unlock a thing called the bucket of something. I've forgotten the suffix, but yeah, if you pick up this bucket during a playthrough, it changes some of the endings by, you've got the bucket, which grounds you in reality.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, like, the same humour, just more. So, if you like Stanley Parable, maybe check this out. That being said, I got it free on PlayStation Plus. It's the only reason I grabbed it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Ready for some news?
Yeah, let's go.
Boy, the state of the world is fucking weird. So
it is.
A bunch of people were joking about basically the Republican Party, Trump, Musk, etc. being fascists, and everyone's like, yeah, they're fascists. They're crazy people. We should not vote them into power. The moment they're in power, they're like, okay, so we're going to take over Greenland, Canada, and the UK.
Yeah. I don't understand this either.
Now, no one's taking their threat of taking over the UK seriously. Canada's taking the threat of being made the 51st state pretty seriously, so much so that most of their politicians, except for one who's been condemned by Canada, have basically said, no, you're not going to do that. Greenland's the actual worrying one, because Germany and France have both said, okay, you can't say this.
Yeah. It's rather worrying. And by the same token, though, Canada has also said, "Oh, we'll up the ante and say, oh, we can take some of your states off your hands because you obviously can't manage that many."
The joke they actually made was, "Okay, we'll give you Alberta, but we want Michigan, this, and that." And they basically said, "Alberta's 10% of our country, so we're going to take 10% of your states in return."
Yeah.
Get fucked if you're from Alberta, I guess.
Yep.
But yeah, like, you can't joke about... And the problem is it doesn't even come off as a joke. It comes off as them waving their dicks around and seeing how far they can do it. And it's just like, you do know NATO applies to you as well, right?
Yeah.
Like, we know you're part of NATO, but if you invade another NATO country, that still triggers it.
Yeah, even if they leave NATO.
So baffling. Yeah, like... Yeah, I wouldn't say it's worrying, because I don't think anything will come of it, but it's weird that this got to the stage where they're comfortable enough to just say it out loud, you know?
Yeah. I think, like, the past 8 years or so have all been about them just emboldening them to say the quiet part out loud.
But again, they've got no one on staff, no one on their side saying, hey, don't say this.
No, because it makes more news when they do.
I mean, we're talking about it, but mostly to take the piss out of it, because what an absurd idea.
Yeah, totally.
Gone.
But yeah. It's worrying, and the one that boggles my mind is Muskrat talking about Britain is like, oh yeah, I don't know anybody who wasn't traumatized as a child in England, and he just neglecting the fact that during the overwhelming amount of time where anybody alive would have been a child, there were Tories in government.
I mean, for like probably the biggest chunk was probably Thatcher, right?
Yeah.
But anyway,
Thatcher, then the guy who cheated on his wife. And then we had Tony Blair for a bit, and then back to Tories.
Yeah, no, Tony Blair was a Tory.
Yeah, Tony Blair was like prototype Keir Starmer.
Well, it's not even like Tony Blair outright said that he basically changed the goalpost from, okay, we're no longer going to be the opposite of conservatives. We're going to do the same policies but better, is basically what he said, which is the biggest win Thatcher can ever declare.
Yeah, same policies, better, and also not them. So if you want to vote against them, you vote for us, and you get the same thing to happen.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Elon Musk, though, and Keir Starmer is about one of the few politicians who knows how to deal with Elon Musk, and that is to ignore him.
Yeah.
Like, Elon Musk has been going off on a rant on Twitter for like, it was like a day and a half where he just kept calling Keir Starmer names, including accusing him of being a paedophile several times, which has no basis in reality. I don't like Keir Starmer, but I don't call people paedophiles because I don't like them. That's absurd. While this is going on, Keir Starmer's just tweeting about the darts. It's the funniest thing ever.
Yeah. Yeah, we're kind of descending into an era of two internets at this point as well, because Facebook has axed fact-checking on American Facebook, but still has to uphold it on European Facebook.
It's very weird because, well, I say it's weird. It's very telling that you've got all of these companies suddenly giving Trump and his campaign funds, as well as Facebook being the big one, or Meta if you want to get technical, because it's a company-wide thing, not just Facebook.
Well, yeah, Meta is what they renamed the Facebook holding company to when Facebook, the holding company, got associated with Facebook, the property, as being harmful to children. So they were like, maybe don't call the headset the Facebook headset. Yeah, let's call it the Meta headset instead.
But yeah, they're saying they're not fact-checking anymore, which, immediately people made the joke of, yes, Mark Zuckerberg, the receiver of the world's only penis transplant from a mouse, famously has decided to not fact-check anything anymore. Yep,
and also that he's passed away.
We can only hope, right? Am I allowed to say that? Is that okay?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, cool.
Right. We know that we'll just state that it was a joke, and not like those guys that punch you in the face, and then when someone retaliates go, oh no, it was a joke. No, this is just a joke.
I was just going to make the joke of, I'm Carl Gass and you're Jack Black, and this is the end of the podcast. But yeah, in other news, entertainment news, it's been announced pretty much officially, like several sources have cited this, so I'm taking it as fact unless told otherwise. Rory McCann reportedly will be replacing Ray Stevenson as Balin Skull for season 2 of Ahsoka.
Okay.
Rory McCann is probably more familiar to me than you because he played the Hound in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I don't know the guy, so yeah.
Except you do know the guy, Rick, because you've seen Hot Fuzz. He played Yarp.
Oh, he's Yarp. Okay.
So, yeah.
Man, it'll be so weird for Yarp to be taking over a serious role for me.
Okay,
but you, not so much of a problem.
But you need to understand, when he's not dressed up like Yarp, he does not look like Yarp.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I assume that. I appreciate that.
He's big, he's intimidating, and I think he's probably one of the few actors where, after reading his name, I'm like, yeah, he can probably do that role just as well. I think they'll have to change the character slightly.
Sure.
You can't take anything away from Ray Stevenson. Like, he played Balin Skull, very intimidating while being being quiet.
Yeah, I get you.
Which I think Rory McCann can do, but he's going to have to do it slightly differently to Ray Stevenson's way of doing it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get you.
In other news, this is kind of on the personal front, but my mum got tricked by TikTok.
TikTok. Indeed.
She sent me a message late on Wednesday night saying David Attenborough has died, and I went, no! And then I immediately went to Google to see where the source was, and David Attenborough is alive and well, and I sent my mum a message back just saying, I can't find anything about him being dead, are you sure? And then she sent me a TikTok link, and I went, that's not news.
Yeah, if you see it on TikTok, it's definitely false.
Yeah, so the thing is I can't actually access TikTok links either. If someone sends me a TikTok link, I tap it and it says, do you want to download the app? And I'm like, no. So
yeah.
I just tell everyone the same thing. I don't have TikTok, I can't watch things on it. And they're like, oh, okay. But yeah, but the TikTok link, the screenshot was like a Metro. I think the Metro might have grounds to fucking go up. TikTok, they can't go after anyone on TikTok, but they literally used a Metro paper as the screenshot.
Yeah.
So it looked rather official, truth be told, if it wasn't a minute-long clip on TikTok. I had to explain to my mum that, because she said, oh, why would someone post that if it's not true? And it's like, because if you click it, the person gets money.
Yeah.
They want you to click on things.
So she literally did do you really think someone would just do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies in real life?
But to be fair, to most people over a certain age, it's like, why would you lie about a beloved person dying?
Yeah.
But anyway,
Oh, well.
she knows not to trust TikTok. I hope now. So that happened.
Yeah, fair enough.
Are you ready for some wrestling news?
Let's go.
Kenny fucking Omega made his return to the ring.
Yeah.
And boy, it was an intense fucking match. I only watched the finish, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is your first match back. Take it fucking easy. So yeah, he's returned to AEW now. I don't know what the plan is for him in AEW. He appears to be doing something with Will Ospreay. I appreciate you don't know who that is. I'm just informing the audience at that point.
Sure.
On the other side of things, WWE finally debuted on Raw. You logged into Netflix. WWE debuted on Raw. Debuted on Netflix.
Yes.
You logged into Netflix today in order to do today's thing. Have you also been bombarded with things saying, watch Raw, please, watch it, please?
Okay, so on this login, no. However, I do have Netflix on my phone, and yes, I've been getting bombarded with, well, not bombarded. I have been sent a bunch of things as messages on that, but then again, they also sent me a message about Mashal actually debuting on Netflix, which, you know, is like 3 years old at this point.
What show? What?
Mashal, the Magic and Muscles show.
Oh, okay.
The one that's One Punch Man at Harry Potter school.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't remember that fucking name. I remember the premise of the anime because you were really into it for a while.
Yeah. And then I finished it. And I've not touched it again.
But yeah,
because I'm pretty sure this story's actually finished as well, so it's not like they're going to make any more of it.
Fair do. But yeah, it debuted on Netflix. Hulk Hogan was there.
Okay.
It was a beautiful thing, Rick, because his music hit. Everyone cheered because everyone loves Hulk Hogan's music. They're like, yeah! And then Hulk Hogan got on the mic and started talking, and he immediately got booed. He got booed out of the fucking building.
That is the correct working class response to that guy.
It was a magical moment, not gonna lie. It's nice to see even the average wrestling fan finally souring on Hulk Hogan after all the shit he's done.
Yeah.
But also, like, 90% of his promo was, hey, if you're a real American, buy my beer.
Oh god, yeah, that's that's also, if you're a real American, buy these beans while I'm advertising them in the White House kind of level of shit as well, isn't it?
Well, it's one of those where, well, you got to bear in mind, the real American, like, Hulk Hogan is notably a MAGA, Trumpite, whatever. Even disregarding that, Hulk Hogan's gimmick has always been he's a real American. Like, that's not a political statement on its own. Like, that's always been his gimmick, to be fair to him. But yeah, using your moment on the Raw Netflix debut to advertise your beer, yeah, people aren't a fan of that.
Yeah. Also, he's Hispanic as hell. Like,
what?
Yeah, like, he's exactly the kind of person that he wants to victimize by saying that he's a real American.
He's not Hispanic, dude.
I thought he was.
No, he's from Florida.
Okay.
Now I've got to look it up, but I'm pretty sure he's not fucking Hispanic. Like, his real name's Terry Boyega, which I guess could be a Hispanic name, but I don't think Hispanic Hulk. Don't Google Hispanic Hulk. You get fucking Incredible Hulk in a very racist attire. He looks a bit like Danny Trejo, to be honest, because they've given him a Danny Trejo mustache.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, no, the fact that that's what I get when I type in Hispanic Hulk means I don't think he's Hispanic in any way.
Sure, okay.
Terry Gene Bollea, born in Georgia. He lives in Florida nowadays, but he was born in Georgia.
Okay.
No, he is not Hispanic, dude.
Okay.
He is red as fuck, but... he does. You speaking about beans, he looks like a baked bean become human.
Yeah, he looks like he's taken the whatchamacallit, the Alex Jones supplements.
Yeah, they're called steroids.
Yeah. you take this, and then 3 months later you look the same, but really red.
Alright, Rick, what are we doing today?
Today we are doing Squid Game, episode 1. Well, season 1, episode 1 now. Red light, green light. 3, 2, 1, and go.
So red light, green light is interesting because I'm familiar with the name of the game, but we called it like Mr. Wolf or something, didn't we?
Yeah, it's like, what time is it, Mr. Wolf? And then Americans call it something else, like I don't know what the Americans call it, but it's not Mr. Wolf.
No, I think it's red light, green light in America as well. But in us, it's like you say, what's the time, Mr. Wolf? And he'll go 7 o'clock, and they'll count to 7 when they turn around.
Yeah, and then the last one is, it's dinner time, and Mr. Wolf comes and chases you all. And the people who've gotten the furthest towards Mr. Wolf, without having touched Mr. Wolf, are the ones who are most in danger of being tickled.
Alright, so the fun thing here is that they're explaining the rules of Squid Game, the game that I told you that the name was based off of. And they said it's a simple enough game, and that's really embarrassing after saying I can't be asked to learn it when looking at a diagram.
Yeah, so I don't know whether that's a something unique to their friend group, I assume.
Gotta protect yourself against can shows.
Yeah. Big old can chew right up the booty pipe. Yeah, so that shirt's gonna go.
Mm-hmm. So my favourite joke when it comes to can shows is I hurt someone with a can show once. They broke their finger when they tried it on me.
Yeah.
So it's a bit like fucking Bulldog, but with a lot more rules.
Yeah, it's... I can understand how it kind of looks a bit like a squid. Oh yeah, there's this. There's your triangles and your circles.
And they only have to move
Squares.
it slightly to make the name Squid Game out of I don't know what the word is for Korean letters.
Yeah. The Korean thing that's not kanji because it's Korean.
Yeah, don't ever. We should really stop comparing Korea to Japan, considering what Japan did to Korea.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm very uncultured when it comes to Korean things. It's going to take me a long time to get used to the names.
Oh, it's no different to fucking any Asian name. Like, first name is secondary, obviously. Family name comes first.
Yeah, you get a hyphenated name for your given name.
It's easier than the fucking Chinese names where you got to fucking learn the family name, the first name, and the formal name.
Yep.
China, why you complicate things?
Don't know what he's being an arse about.
He doesn't want his mum to be working. Right. I think most people can,
And now
sympathise with that.
Yeah, and now he's looking for biscuits. Money in the biscuit tin. Oh no, it's not even money in the biscuit tin. Oh no, look, it's kind of money in the biscuit tin.
I do appreciate the fucking the closed captions actually translating written words down.
Oh.
That's bad.
That's a bad one. Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. I don't know my mum's birthday off by heart. I know it's at the beginning of a certain month, so I have to double check I've got it in my phone.
I know. I know the numbers of my mum's birthday because they were the alarm code for a long time.
Well, how about you don't try again, you dickhead?
Yeah, you just eject it and then let her reset it next time, and then just like steal from her another day.
0608. Do they do American dates or English dates in Korea? Because that's either the 6th of August or the 8th of June.
Yeah. I think technically it'll be month first, then day, because in Asia they do it the correct way, which is year, month, day.
Oh no, stealing money to bet on the horses is a bad idea.
Yeah. That's the one thing that I probably told this story before, but when I was training to be a chef at Wetherspoons, which was basically just orientation for bar staff, but also you have to be there just in case you get called up.
I'm listening.
They were telling you, like, what should this person with this addiction do? What should this person with this addiction do? How should you respond to this person or whatever? And the one that everyone got wrong is, what should the person do when they go to the cash machine after they've run out of money at the slot machine? And the correct answer is walk away, but nobody got that because people weren't prioritizing gambling addictions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was a pub. People were prioritizing alcoholism.
Yep. But it's still a problem nowadays when people don't take people who are addicted to gacha things seriously. Gacha is just if you spend a lot of money on gacha, you're addicted to gambling. It's a mental problem.
Yeah, totally.
Here's the thing: is I love horse racing. However, when I put a bet on the horse racing, I bet £1.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not putting myself in financial risk by betting that amount. I'm essentially paying £1 for a momentary amount of fun.
Yeah, it's you're paying £1 entry fee to the horse racing on telly to make the horse racing mean something.
Yeah. Did you even make your money back? Oh, okay. So the implication being that, so what's that about? Fucking £1,000?
I don't know. $1,000,001.
Well, it was 4.6 million won, wasn't it?
Yeah, 4.6 million won.
Yeah.
Let's look it up.
Oh, you know he won big when your mate's fucking lighting your cigarette for you. Okay, so they just named that person as a loan shark, so this is now a problem. Rick's too busy looking up the dong conversion rate to answer me.
Yeah, it's $2,000.
Oh, so I wasn't far off, was I?
Yeah, it's like it's $2,500. So maybe enough to pay something back to the loan shark guy. And just because he, turned back to not fuck over the person that he just fucked over. Yeah, because when you say that to someone who's hunting you down, they just take the cash and then...
Yeah, so the person
Has
who
he been robbed by the lady?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, now, okay, he's a loan shark, so he's obviously a dick, but it's one of the things that I appreciate in media a bit, is when a loan shark gets told, I have some of the money, they're like, okay, let's see the money, and then they won't beat the fuck out of you because they want the money.
Yeah, they're more interested in getting the money than killing you. It's only when you very definitely can't pay.
Oh, no. Oh, I thought he was going to start taking out teeth.
Your blood was tasty.
Yeah, this is a fucking anime villain now.
Yeah, this is a bit uncomfortable. And he's up against the wall that people have missed the toilet and pissed on.
How much does he owe? That's the question. Oh, how nice of him. So now we know his motivation for joining the game that will kill you if you lose.
Yep. He loses a kidney. And then an eye. Yeah, sign it in blood. Disclaimer of physical rights. Man, what a grim thing.
Oh, that's a bad move. Frankly, I'm surprised he didn't get any physical comeuppance for asking that.
Yeah. Now he's spending it at the fucking...
Well, no, he's trying to win a toy for his daughter, so this one makes a bit more sense, but yeah, it's still a bad decision. Like, this is a... What was it been? Not even 10 minutes and fucking character established, right?
Yeah. Hey, it's Stitch.
God, I hope that kid's going to play on it and win it in one go, isn't he?
He is, isn't he? Hey. Just buy one off the kid. Just bribe the kid to get it for him.
So it's one of those, isn't it, where we're seeing that, yeah, he's got this really bad problem, but he's not a bad person by any stretch.
Yeah, he's not a bad person, he's just bad at being a person.
Not even bad at being a person. Like, having a gambling addiction isn't a moral failing.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not wrong, it was a bloodsucker.
It was. Yeah, she even knows that. She just didn't know that it wasn't an actual fight.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no. Oh,
Comparisons.
she doesn't mean it, I know, but oh, that's got a sting.
Yeah, we had steak for dinner, so I'm full. So, the sausage is fine for tea. Hey, that's a good way to the kid's heart.
Mm.
It's through junk food.
Well, she did originally want fried chicken, didn't she? So.
Yeah.
Oh god, I hope it's not shit, because we don't know what's inside it. Oh
man.
no! Oh! That can't be real, right?
I mean, it's fiction, so it might be.
Even women go to war, Jesus. That's true, South Korea has military service, and it's only men.
Yeah.
Oh, so I lied to her. Oh, nice save.
But yeah, it's one of those of violence perceived as violence achieved, so...
Yeah, smokers don't realise how much they stink of smoke.
Yeah.
I got accused of smoking once in secondary school, and I got really pissed off at the teacher for even suggesting it.
Yeah. I was got accused of smoking for when I was melting candles on a radiator, and it made a smell. Not candles even, it was crayons.
Weird child, you.
Yeah. It was before I had the internet.
She's just a kid. Maybe don't give her too much food.
Yeah.
Especially seeing as she's established she had steak for dinner, lunch, whatever.
Yeah. It's alright. I understand what you mean by dinner. It's the cooked meal of the day. Doesn't matter when it is.
That's reasonable.
It is.
That's not reasonable. I'll take her to the elevator when she clearly does not want you inside her building. Like, he gambles, he smokes, he spends a lot of money frivolously. Think we can surmise why these two had a breakup.
Yeah, and why she's with someone better now.
Oh, well, at least one who doesn't spend so frivolously.
Yeah, a better provider. You're not going to win You're not going to win a fight with a train door.
No. It's depressing why those things exist.
Yeah.
Oh god, changing the subject completely entirely. I saw a promo spot in Turkey for Squid Game Season 2 where they filled a train with the guard people with the triangle, square, circle faces. And,
no.
And one of them got left behind. It was so funny. They all filled up on the train, and the door closed before the last one could get on. And he just stands there looking forward. He does not break character. It's so funny. Wow.
Icebreaker. Yeah, I think this is the bit of the show on the trailer, isn't it?
Possibly. I've not seen the trailer, so...
The would you like to play a game and the briefcase and all that.
You want to play a game? Jigsaw just comes out in his stupid fucking twike. Tricycle, even.
That is that is $1 fucktillion. Or one, even.
One, okay. It's Vietnam where they have dong, isn't it?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Vietnamese dong. Yeah, sounds about right.
Does he look like he has that?
Yeah, he doesn't.
I'm going to assume that gives you an advantage being the first to play.
Yeah. Ideally, because you win the first thing, and then you have it to pay back when you lose the next round.
Yeah, I don't know this game.
I think it's Pogs.
Oh, yeah.
You chuck your thing at the other guy's thing.
I believe they call it Tiddlywinks, don't they?
Yeah.
Tiddlywinks is the
kinda.
one with the plastic little chips.
Well, yeah, Tiddlywinks, you
it's in a cup.
flick the corner. Yeah, you flick the corner of the next Tiddlywink to get it into the cup. That's rather cute.
It's better than sucking dick.
Aw.
You're saying Rick, but we both know this is probably the guy that recruits him for the Squid Game, right?
Oh, definitely. This is a literal death merchant.
Quirky music is a good way of describing this.
Yeah. I thought it was Jingle Bells the first time it came up.
I also thought it was going to go into a song that I knew. So there must be a technique to this because, he keeps losing and he keeps winning.
Yep.
So yeah, going
because he also let him choose which one he was playing as. So they must both be the same.
And he also let him go first, which gives you more of an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So now the lesson here is to quit while you're ahead and take the 100k and run.
Yep.
But what he's going to do is he's going to keep doubling down. Because we know that's his character flaw. I love it. It really gives you vibes of that guy celebrating in third place.
Yeah. It's like, because Disney were doing that with, whatchamacallit, weren't they? With Simba. Mufasa.
Oh, yeah.
Celebrating number 2 spot while claiming they were first.
Completely on the topic of what we're saying, notice how he went for the slap rather than he forgot about the money.
Yeah. That's actually rather cute as well.
Oh, you know what? This feels like a Yakuza subplot.
Yeah.
Just like, I'll give you 100 grand, you can beat me at this kid game. And you're like, yeah, sure. As soon as you win, there's more of these. And then like fucking 10 beacons spring up on the map.
Yeah, literally.
Oh. So he knows about the loan shark. He's looking pretty fucking good for a 47-year-old.
He is. For a 47-year-old who's a deadbeat.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, because we thought 4 million was a lot, but that's like 2 grand.
Yep, there's the square, triangle, square, triangle, circle even. That's not vague. Thank you, captions, for subtitling the mouthing.
Yeah.
Look, actually, because I would not have got that, even if I spoke fucking Korean.
Like, even if I could read Korean, I still don't know how it's pronounced. No animals were harmed during the creation of this.
Dude, that was already dead. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, it was entirely gambling.
Oh, yeah, totally.
That's fucking rich.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm calling anybody ungrateful as, yeah.
I've known people like that who, through doing, taking someone to school every day when they otherwise might not have been able to, that's a good thing. But they don't owe their career and success to you doing that.
No. Like, that's called being a brother, or, being a parent, and just, like, anything like that.
It's called Cole Pilkington taking credit for that runner.
Yeah.
Because he let him pull him about on his cart.
Yeah.
If he didn't do that, he might not have taken an interest in running.
It's kind of funny, actually.
Oh, don't feed stray cats. Not because they don't deserve it, because then they'll trust you.
Yeah.
And they'll come to you at the same time every single day, being like, "Where's my fish?"
Yeah, because they learn that really easily.
Oh, yeah.
Anything that they've done, and as a result of their actions, they don't learn from that in any way.
That food looks delicious while also being disgusting. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Worked his face off.
I've got to be honest with you, looking at the way his face is right now, it's making my cheeks hurt.
A little bit, yeah. Oh yeah, that never came up.
That's why she was hesitant to do the pinky promise.
Yeah, because she knows.
Mm. What am I supposed to do? Fucking starve and be depressed?
Let him finish his rice.
I mean, he's eating fish right now, but yeah.
Well, there's rice in his mouth, but yeah.
But he just put a piece of fish in his mouth, so that's why I was focusing on the fish.
Sure.
How the fuck's he going to prove that? He ain't had a job in 10 years.
Yeah.
I don't think you're giving the child enough credit in that scenario. Like, you don't tend to lose your mother tongue that easily.
Yeah, it's a little bit more difficult to, like, forget an entire language.
At least if it's
That
one
said,
you've been speaking as a child.
Yeah, as definitely as a child. I'm nowhere near as good as languages that I learned at school as I was when I was at school.
Yeah,
but that's just usage.
but
Like, it comes back.
I was going to say, though, because the language you're taught at school isn't real language skills.
Yeah, I get you.
Like, you live in Korea, you speak Korean every day of your life. You're not going to forget that easily.
Yeah, totally.
Shit, my mum can still speak Welsh, and she hasn't spoke that in years.
Yeah.
What a good fucking opening to the series, fucking establishing everything so fluidly.
Succinctly. Yeah, succinct and fluid, yeah.
It doesn't feel like I'm watching a show it doesn't feel like things are being forced into this way. It feels like this is just a snippet of our main character's life.
Yeah, I get you. Okay, so that number was a phone number.
Okay, so I guess 6-digit numbers exist in Korea?
Yeah, I guess so. Well, 6-digit numbers used to exist here. They were just local only.
Okay.
And now they don't.
Okay, but you're probably talking about before I was conscious, Rick.
No, until about, like, 6 years ago, you could just use a 6-digit number to call local.
Never say so. Swordfish. Ah, so that's not... I thought that would be the first game they played, not that it would be the password.
Maybe it's both. But yeah, it's definitely the password for this.
Ah, knockout gas, I guess.
The answer is drugs.
So in other words, blink and you're there. Hey, he wasn't wearing that a second ago. Man, that was ballsy, stopping in a tow zone.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was a shit joke. It didn't even deserve a chuckle, but I'm glad you did. That music would do my fucking head in.
Yeah, totally. It's rather ominous for something that's meant to be so grandiose.
It looks like they're in a prison camp, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a prison camp.
Oh. Yeah, all stacked up.
I would not want to be on the top bunk.
Yep, in any other show, this would be like the ending scene of episode 1.
We're only about halfway, aren't we?
Yep.
It sounds like we're about to be introduced to Ground Force.
It does.
Wow.
And hey, it's Andros.
Wow, that came full circle, huh?
Yeah.
Andros?
Oh, he's the final boss of Star Fox, but in the first one, he's just like a vaguely polygonal head.
Ah. I've seen screenshots of this old man.
Hmm. So what? Does he like survive past episode 1? It seems.
Oh,
he's number 1.
That's such an old man response. That's just sad. Oh, well, that's convenient.
Hmm. Okay, so it's 1 and 4, 5, 6. So it's the first and the last.
What else am I going to do? I'm going to get evicted if I stay at home.
Yep.
Fuck.
Hmm.
If you don't laugh, you cry, right?
Yep. Totally. Totally.
I'm gonna throw punches at someone half my size.
Hmm.
He's got a really cool fucking tattoo, though.
He does. The kind that will let you not get a job.
Well, it's not meant to affect that.
Yeah.
Korea's not got
But
the
neither
same.
is-
Korea's not got the same stigma against tattoos as Japan does.
Yeah, but face tattoos stop you getting jobs.
But they shouldn't,
But they do.
unless you want to be a bouncer or a wrestler.
Yeah. Or Mike Tyson.
Oh, Mike Tyson got his long after he stopped fucking working conventional jobs.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. That explains a bit more hatred, huh? I love how for a second I thought he was going to help her, and then it's like, no, I'm going to beat the shit out of her too.
Get off of her. I want to take a pop.
I love how he wants to beat the shit out of her, but doesn't call her a bitch. Oh, that's dehumanising, isn't it?
Hmm.
Oh.
Now here come the PlayStation men.
Only circles and a square. God, that music's unsettling. I do love how you got this rather petite woman who took a fucking punch to the face like a champ, and then our main character, protagonist's son, being like, he's gonna hit me, he's gonna hit me!
And also he's... Oh, they got speakers in their heads.
Makes sense. I'm going to assume that that's not the person in the costume's voice then.
Yeah. They're only moving their head because they're expected to.
So the general gist, 6 days, 6 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the people who are going to kill you when you lose.
Yep. Have they all signed the agreements?
Well... Nah. Oof. Jesus Christ, so our main protagonist isn't even the deepest in debt.
Yeah. Billions. Apologies for no speaking right now. Yeah, it's rather tense.
It's rather rich, though, saying they all did this of their own free will when you've got a financial burden of that level on you.
Yeah, it was like literally all coercion.
And again, kind of fucked up that they tried to make this into a real-life reality show, right?
Yeah. especially like right now.
Mm-hmm.
10 years ago, maybe a bit more lighthearted.
No. That's a good question.
Yeah, no.
That sounds like Mr. Doe.
It does a bit.
Jesus Christ, that's dark when you think about how it's going to get filled up.
Yep. And we make the money by harvesting the organs of the people that die.
I don't even think that's the case. I think they've literally just got the money tucked away. I think there's an eccentric billionaire or something that's just like, we're going to film this for other fucking eccentric millionaires to fucking watch. Okay, so they haven't actually signed anything yet, so now's their chance to back away if they really want to back out. But, like, who's going to, right?
They also don't know about the death clause.
No, they don't, which is also crucial. Like, we know people die because we know the general gist. Oh, hang on.
Eliminated. Games maybe the majority agrees. Okay.
It's
eliminated is carrying a lot of heavy lifting right there.
But it doesn't say if you lose, you get eliminated. It just says if you refuse to play, right?
Yeah.
I might have misread that. It went by so fast. Song Ji-hun. Ji-hun is our protagonist. I actually like this piece of classical music, but boy, is it dark to play it in this scenario.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I guess we're going to get our first game in a moment. What the fuck? I wasn't expecting it to be so colourful.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting like actual real life Escher.
Oh, this is going to be their fucking player IDs, is it?
So it would seem.
Look at this punk. That's a fucking promotional screenshot I've seen before.
Yeah. Yeah. Like...
Oh, this is dark because we know... Again, before watching this, you might not know that people got killed as they play, but, like, we know those... Are they going to fade them out? Are they going to make them go black? Or are they just going to put red crosses through them? That's the question I'm asking.
Yeah. Like, I'm assuming that they just go black when they die. Or they go grey or something, yeah. But, because putting a cross on is what they did in, like, World War II. Like, you have a group photo of all you people in your squad, and you just put a cross over people that die.
Right. Like the pontoon for the flying hellfish.
Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it? Like, I keep bringing this up. I know we know the general gist of what's going to happen, but, like, even without knowing the general gist, all of this just screams weird and sinister.
Yeah. Because the players haven't seen the Lord yet.
It's Takeshi's castle.
Literally.
Jesus Christ. Like, again, them being like Squid Game in real life, and it's just like, that's just Takeshi's castle. It's way more entertaining. Oh, he knows him. Is this the guy whose career he was taking credit for?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I guess it looks like the first game is going to be red light, green light. Maybe? Yeah, because they don't know about the death clause yet, so it's one of those things where when they learn that when every player gets eliminated and dies, they get more money added to the pot, maybe. And if that's the case, that's going to motivate people to not help each other in games, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The more people that are dead.
Sorry, he was just speaking
the more money
English.
goes in. Well, we got the dub on, so I've got the dub.
Oh,
on.
I don't. I've got the Korean. They're speaking Korean. I've got the English subtitles. So he speaks English even in the Korean version.
Okay.
So that's interesting. Oh, birds.
Okay, so you can get birds.
That means they are actually outside then.
Yeah, so they're outside. It's just like enclosed with painted walls.
I've seen this thing as well. God, that's some Uncanny Valley shit, isn't it?
It's the Calcabrinas from Final Fantasy IV.
Yeah, they don't say out the game. They don't say lose, they say eliminated. They're very careful with their wording. Why do you need a side bet? Innit?
Well, because they're all gamblers, I guess. Or at least... Not all of them, but they've all fallen prey to gambling.
Okay, that's interesting, isn't it? That they've got a 5-minute time limit too. Well, that fucking changes things up, doesn't it?
Yep.
Okay,
there
yeah,
we go.
Got
it gets turned off. Yep.
Now people don't want to move at all, and I don't blame them.
But there's also a 5-minute thing.
Yeah. I'd be too scared to even talk. Oh. That would make you fucking freak out, though, wouldn't it?
Yep, motion detected.
And that's... Oh, no! Oh, no!
Now that's going to detect motion on her, yeah.
Oh, oh, fuck! Yep. Oh, fuck,
It's a bloodbath.
This is really bad. Oh, God, I wasn't expecting it to go so badly so quickly. Wait, what about people who get knocked over because of some other prick?
Well, I'm guessing our hero is going to survive because...
Jesus Christ.
He's under the corpse of someone who's already dead.
Jesus Christ, that was so many red fucking people.
Yep.
Fuck!
If you refuse to play, you'll be eliminated. There we go. Yeah, I wasn't expecting such a bloodbath in...
I mean,
episode 1.
To be fair, that wasn't even refusing to play. That was losing the game.
Yeah.
But I say to be fair, it's still fucked. Fuck, that was so many people so quickly.
In the ass.
I mean, that was the back, but...
Yeah.
I love that. I will now repeat the rules, because so many of you fucking lost, you must not understand. Jeez.
Oof.
I've got to be honest with you, up until this point, it was quite a fun show.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to why they're putting it in quotation marks.
Yeah, there we go. He's the only...
I mean, out of everyone, he would I guess be the most fearless, wouldn't he? Because he's got a death sentence on him anyway.
Yeah.
If you get eliminated when you lose, like, they have to move because they've only got 5 minutes. And
Yeah.
I don't know why they're making sure they stay behind the old man as if he's some sort of protection. Fuck, that's so quick, isn't it?
Yeah, just instant death.
Oh, God. They're down to half their time. He's right. Oh, yeah, okay, to be fair, they can't see that close, can they? So he just said he won't be able to see you if you're behind someone. God, that's kind of a dirty tactic, though, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Jeez. Fuck. I know it's using gun. Every time a gunshot goes off, it makes me feel a little bit sick.
It does, because that's a human being. Or as close as it gets to with these villains.
It's a perfectly natural response to flinch when you hear a gunshot, too, just making it all that more fucked.
Especially when you know it's a gunshot.
Yep.
Like, they didn't even look like they were moving.
Got that chap isn't the only one who's using that tactic.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's an extra fucking... Oh, don't. That's... I know he hit you, but don't be a dick. Bitch!
Man.
It's weird, isn't it? Because slight fucking... Jesus Christ, what do you do, isn't it? He's already shown that he's got compassion as well before with the thief.
Yeah, with the thief who fucked him over, but he didn't know that at the time. But he also did know that he was being chased.
This is a character-defining moment. Fuck. Ooh. It might have been silenced by the silencing effect we have, but I just audibly hissed.
Yeah, I heard the ooh. So, yeah, I assumed it was a hiss ooh.
So this guy's getting off to it, right?
He's gotta be.
Why else would you do this?
Just, like, sheer boredom mixed with, what do you call it? Like being an actual psychopath.
But that's what I'm saying, though, is he has to be getting some euphoria or joy from this, because it makes no sense otherwise. That in itself is fucked up. Oh, goodness. Fuck, that was a hell of a good shot, though. As in...
It was, yeah.
You know, camera shot.
Well, both. Both camera shot and the in-story shot from the sniper.
Yeah, but they've been getting them 100 times out of 100, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Jeez. What a fucking choice playing this song.
Yeah. Because this song just shows up all over the place. Like, I think it was in Bayonetta. It was in Evangelion. And now it's in this.
It's certainly a good song to contrast with a brutally horrifying scene. So you're over that red line and you're safe.
So it seems.
Oh, fuck. That timer is what would fuck me up. I mean, among other things, but assuming everything else you... Oh, God, is he going to get shot as he's flying through the air? Nope. But like, it adds an element of panic having a time limit. Every game developer knows, add a time limit to something that's very easy and a simple task, and it makes players freak out.
Yep.
Even if it's plenty of time. But you got to do it in this one, because you must only have like 10 seconds left. Oh no. Fuck. That guy is now your friend for life.
Yeah. There we go.
I believe that also featured heavily in the promos.
Yeah, the being held up, yeah.
Character established, right?
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, I think they both made it.
Yeah.
Whew. Are the rest going to get fucking mowed down, are they? Yeah. Yeah, we kind of knew that was the implication with the time limit, but it's still fucked to see it. That guy just go
For that
dull.
last one. He might as well have done, yeah.
Man, that's over like half of them gone. Is the piggy bank going to fill up with money now? Oh, wow, okay, that's some fucking money being involved in this scheme.
Ooh, yeah. Like, even if it's just CGI for that part, like, that's... yeah, it's the implication of a colossal amount of money.
Yeah. I mean, which we already kind of knew, considering the amount of, prize money that we kind of know. We know that it can cover billions of debt, is what the prize money is going to be.
Yeah.
We've got 5 minutes of credits right now. Obviously, we can't read the main credits because they're in Korean, but I'm sure in English will probably be the second one up, right?
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, Rick, I super regret sleeping on this.
Yeah, it's been, like, actually good. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be bad, but, like, yeah, it's rather compelling.
Like, geez. This could have very easily been split into 2 episodes as well, and I think keeping it as
easily.
one massive episode was probably the right way to go.
Yeah, because, like, I think there was enough intrigue when I actually called it out, didn't I? When they were first showing the room full of PlayStation people.
Yeah.
Like, that being like the final ending shot of your first episode would have been compelling enough to go into episode 2. But then they just kept going with that shot.
They seem to have avoided the Netflix curse where, because they want... Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Netflix measurements for how popular a show is they want bingeability. They want people to watch a whole season in a day, maybe 2. They don't care what the metrics are for episode by episode. So that's why so many of these Netflix shows in particular always end on a cliffhanger, because they want you to, well, I've got to watch the next one now. And this one seems to have avoided that and just given you the payoff in the episode. Don't get me wrong, there are still so many fucking questions we need answered, and it just did it wonderfully.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, totally.
I don't think I'm saying anything groundbreaking or new. In fact, we are very late to this particular show, but fuck, it really good.
Yeah, totally.
Sorry, someone's being credited as medieval recorder.
Medieval recorder. Well, yeah, for this, I guess, yeah.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, we got multiple minutes of credits, and I don't want to dive too much into the actual breakdown, because we like to do that after. But did they put anything out of place? I think we're going to struggle for weakest link today.
Yeah.
How was the How was the dub?
It seemed to be pretty good. Like, obviously, your lip flaps are not going to match up because it's a dub. But like, I didn't feel like anything was a bad read.
Yeah, I more meant the acting side of it, less rather than the syncing. Like, don't. No one's got the Kingdom Hearts lip sync tech.
Yeah. There was, I think there was like one where one of the characters just sounded like a kind of person, but they didn't last very long. That's
fair. Now I'm kind of curious if we were to go back and look at what I assume is the main antagonist on that phone call, if he was speaking in English in your one, because in the Korean language, he was speaking English on that phone call.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was just speaking English.
That's interesting that they didn't change it to reflect that. Because it implies that someone not Korean is also heavily involved in the behind-the-scenes stuff here.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, it's one of those where I can't tell you I wasn't watching the version you were watching. And obviously we were both talking. I don't think us talking ever detracted from the show, but I think there might have been a few nuggets of information we may have missed. Like, it took me a minute to realise that the chap that our protagonist was talking to at the beginning of Red Light, Green Light was the same person he was talking about. Basically he owes his career to me because I took him to school every day.
Yeah. Like, it's assumed that, at least.
That's what it sounds like, because they were talking about the same thing. It's just, yeah. The only thing that threw me a bit is that he was talking to the guy's mother, but I thought that lady was also his mother, so wouldn't that make them brothers?
Yeah.
Very confusing. You're going, yeah, so it makes me feel like I'm cutting out.
No. It's just one of those, like, I don't know all of the things. Some things went over my head.
Fair enough.
And yeah, that's that's the one that's the childhood friend.
Okay, cool. I will say this. I think I'm going to be binging this.
So look forward to the series breakdown next week.
I don't know if it'll be a series breakdown, especially if it's only me who's watched it. But it will probably be like, so I binged Squid Game. Boy, is that show good. I'm going to have to put a pin in both Narcos and King's War. But again, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this today is because I've been wanting to watch Squid Game, and I know that I've been personally putting it off because I knew we were going to do it for the podcast at some point.
Oh, now it's gone into the hell episode.
Yeah, I was going to say the credits are over. We've wrapped up. Rick, we've gushed about this for about 5 minutes already. But what did you think of the first episode of Squid Game?
It was absolute cinema. I don't think I could put it any more succinctly than that. But maybe it's a bit disingenuous to say it's the best thing I've seen all year, but
oh yeah, a bit.
yeah. But yeah, it's going to take some beating. This is going to be the yardstick that I am measuring all things of 2025 against. And it's weird that this isn't the normal kind of thing that I would choose to watch.
Really?
Yeah, like I tend not to pick live action things. I tend not to pick things that are psychological.
Okay, I kind of get where you're coming from.
And like blood and gore and stuff like that. Like the most psychological thing I've watched is Death Note, which yes, it's very psychological, but it's also anime as fuck.
Oh, certainly. I will say this though, I don't think the blood and gore is the main aspect. I think it's just an element.
Oh no, yeah, that just happens. Yeah.
It's a consequence, but it's a pretty big one. Yeah.
Yeah, and it seems like this is not the first Squid Game. They've probably done it before. They probably have the wording down to a fine art just to play with the contestants for being eliminated and making them all scared and sad and running around like blue ass flies and dropping like the same flies.
Well, slight spoiler, Rick, is that the second season is another Squid Game with our protagonist returning. So,
yeah.
So like this is not the only Squid Game by any imagination.
Yeah, it's usually protagonist immunity clause.
Yeah, I kind of get you.
So,
yeah, I don't know.
But in something like this, I could see them like swerving, like in the middle of the last episode to protagonist you've been following the entire time dies, and then someone else has to pick up the torch.
I don't think that works for this particular story.
Nah.
It certainly doesn't work given the fact that I know that the plot of the second season is, boy, is this guy pissed off.
Yeah, he is. And yeah, like it even sticks in the throat when they do it for a season two, where they like kill off the season one protagonist just to get the second protagonist, who is ideally someone you've been following, to take the reins. Like they did it in the Walking Dead Telltale games.
I mean, sort of. I don't think Walking Dead Telltale Games was meant to have a sequel when they first wrote it.
Yeah. But everyone loves Clem, so it stands to reason that she's the one that gets to take the reins.
Well, it's super fucking.
Last of Us as well, didn't they?
I don't know. I didn't touch that game series. With The Walking Dead, it's even weirder because in season 3 you play as a completely new person, but Clementine is an NPC, and there are choices that Clementine says make this choice, and it's laughable that the people who made the game think for even a second you're going to disagree with Clementine.
Yeah.
But yeah, Last of Us is fucking stupid anyway. Like they the advertising for the first game, they said you're only going to play as Joel, don't worry about it, and then like 3/4 of the way through the game you play as Ellie for about an hour and a half. So they've never been true to their mission statement. Not that I've not played The Last of Us. I don't care about those games.
Fair enough. But yes, how about you? What do you think?
Absolute cinema, I think, is definitely the word. I think they did, like, within 15 minutes, character was established. Another 15 minutes, we've already learnt his flaws, why he's doing what he's doing, and it all flowed so naturally.
Yeah, and by extension, you know the commonality with all the other contestants. Like, even if it's not gambling, they've pretty much all got debt.
Yeah.
They all have a flaw that puts them in the hole and makes them predisposed to taking the deal with the devil, even if they don't know the extent of the deal.
Yeah, it would be a hell of a lot more interesting, isn't it? Well, not hell of a lot. It would be an interesting discussion to see how many people still would have signed that dotted line if they knew the consequence of failure was death.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about the English dub, but with just the Korean language and the subtitles, it always used eliminated. It never implied killing or murder or death.
Yeah, it only ever said eliminated in the English version as well.
Yeah, it's fucked up, and it's all for... We don't know how many people are watching these games. We know there's at least one person watching, but it's safe to assume that he's probably not the only financier and the only person watching. We also know it's not quite to the overt level where the general public is aware these games exist.
Yeah, so it might just be for the Illuminati.
Yeah. Oh boy, I don't like talking about them because it drives me insane that they're always used as like the fallback crutch. This is the enemy.
Yeah, and I like how Marvel made them into kind of like a cavalcade of heroes, but also they're also assholes.
Well, Marvel has this problem where if any character gets smart enough, they're legally obligated to be an arsehole. It's one of the big problems that Reed Richards has in almost every single comic book run.
Yeah, Reed Richards is useless. He invents this world-changing technology and then doesn't use it for the world.
No, he's not. I'm not saying useless. I'm saying he's an arsehole for no reason. Like, the amount of comics that end up with him bullying Sue Storm, which is like, no, he loves Sue. He would never. And also, Sue Storm is also pretty fucking intelligent.
Yeah. Like, isn't she also a doctor?
They're all scientists, even Johnny, even though he's a bit of a fucking jock.
Yeah. I think Ben is like the only one who's not a scientist, but even then, he's not dumb.
He's an engineer.
Is he an engineer? Okay.
Like, they all go on that space mission. You can't go on that without being intelligent enough to be on a rocket ship.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just saying. Anyway, why the fuck are we talking about Fantastic Four?
Because it's coming out this year.
Anyway, yeah, it was great. I'm gonna binge this next week. I'll probably gush about the entirety of season 1. Rick, let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? This one might be just as difficult as Weakest Link because there were so many moments to choose from. But what was your favourite moment?
I think it was just the establishing shot of how vastly intricate the inner workings of the Squid Game behind the scenes bit is. Like, the bit that I said was essentially the break between episode 0.5 and the second half of episode 1, in that it could have been an ending shot and then it just kept going and was like, oh, okay, yeah, they're going hard on this.
I get what you're saying, but that was also like 50 minutes into the hour-long episode, so it doesn't quite work as an episode break.
No, it was like 30 minutes in, like the halfway point.
The halfway point was them just getting to the bunks.
Yeah, so they got to the bunks and I think it was just before the bunks as well, actually. So like slightly before the bunks, you saw the PlayStation people at the computer consoles, and like it showed the game master with the polygon head.
Oh, maybe. I swear that was a lot later than the halfway point, but whatever. That's splitting hairs for no reason.
But yeah, that's mine. How about you? Do you have a favourite moment?
My favourite moment was just the fact that our main character decided to prioritise revenge over money. Like, it gives us perhaps a glimpse as to how his personality is going to very swiftly change from, yes, I want to win that money, to, I want to keep as many people alive as possible so we have the best shot against these fuckers.
Yeah, totally.
I couldn't tell you the name, but it was, it was the flipping paper game that he played. He got slapped in the face so many times, and then when he finally won, didn't even ask about the money. He just went, now it's my turn to slap you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, straight back to slaps against the slimy businessman.
Yeah, who may or may not be the chap in the mask. We don't know.
Yeah, maybe so.
Right. That would be pretty ballsy, wouldn't it? This guy who's fucking organising the whole thing being the one who actually goes out and recruits people.
It would, wouldn't it?
But who knows? We just don't know. We got a glimpse of his face for half a second, but it was in the shadow and stuff, so we can't tell if it's the same person or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can't only talk about the good. We now have the unenviable position of trying to point out a weakest link. So, Rick, what have you got for me?
I guess it's just and it's not even a weak link, it's just another form of praise. The very real portrayal of how far a gambling addiction can push someone.
The weakest link is one of the core themes. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah. It's it's gonna get abandoned pretty much, as far as I'm aware. Like they've got to do. Like they can't just go back on gambling as a downside within the confines of the games, because it's gonna be a thing that you need to do to survive while you're in the game. But like outside of the games, before even taking the deal, like he was stealing from his mom just to gamble, and that's not okay. But it's also too real for people that do have an addiction. Like if you're on like certain drugs, stealing from people is the first thing you do after you run out of your own money.
Well, you don't even need to compare it to drug use. Like addiction is the thing here, and that's the core thing. It doesn't matter what you're addicted to; it's all the same steps, and it's the same steps to recovery. Just a lot of people can't take those steps because they're not in a position to.
Yeah, totally.
You know, there's other mental illnesses that usually compound on you getting a gambling addiction. A lot of depressed people gamble because they don't have the right thing in their mind that lets them release endorphins, and the only way they get that is to trick their brain by gambling. You win gambling and you get a little release, but it's not enough of a release, so you got to do it again and again. And if you risk more money, the release will be even bigger, surely.
Yeah.
You know,
like the worst thing that a gambler can do is give up, apparently.
I mean, you've got countless tales of people going into casinos with the last amount of their money, and they straight up tell themselves, either I win big or I kill myself.
Yep.
And
yep.
If you can't relate that as a direct parallel to what the Squid Game is, then I don't think you're media literate.
Yeah. This is one of those where, we would have maybe gotten a little bit more out of this episode by not knowing the twist. But
at the same time, I'm pretty sure it mentions it in the fucking description of the show.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like,
yeah, I didn't read that.
Okay, but I had to someone has to do research before every episode.
Yeah, fair enough.
I didn't look into any element of the actual show. These are just things I know because, again, this was really popular.
Yeah. Like, if you go on Wikipedia, it will tell you the synopsis, like, in the first, few moments.
No, if you go on Wikipedia, it tells you all the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Okay. Like,
with most shows, it will tell you behind-the-scenes stuff because guess where I get my sources to do deep dives on? It's Wikipedia, because it's better than Google at the moment.
Oh, have you seen that Google is telling people to kill themselves?
Google isn't doing that. Their AI is.
Yeah, the Google AI,
Can we not talk about this? Can we do the wrap down?
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. How about you? What's your weakest link?
I don't have a weakest link because, unlike you, I'm not even going to pretend. Could it have been improved? Probably on a technical level, but I'm not that technical of a person. I think there were so many shots in this that were just filmed perfectly. The music choices were awesome. They established our main character in 15 goddamn minutes, and then established them again in the next 15 minutes.
Yeah. Like, not only establishing the character, but establishing parts of the character that are not doable in one scene by relating them to other characters. Like the daughter, for instance.
Certainly. Like, the guy has plenty of motivations for getting a lot of money. He wants to not have his kidney and eye taken away. He wants to prove that he can earn money so his daughter doesn't get taken away. Either one of those motivations would be enough, but, both of them push him over that edge. And the saddest thing about this show is that he's not the only one who was so easily pushed over this edge.
Yeah.
So many times in media, it's like you've got one person who's down on his luck and we follow just them. And yes, we are doing that, but he's in a scenario where everyone else is as desperate as he is.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
Rick, let's get down to the actual important question, shall we? Let's give out our MVP award.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be Ji-hoon, or Song Ji-hoon.
Yeah, that's our main protagonist, yeah?
Yeah, because, he's not just a one-dimensional protagonist. He's a multifaceted person with flaws, and we've seen him overcome some of his flaws to a small degree in this episode, and it's a foundation from which an entire character is both established and now can grow.
I totally get you, and let's give proper fucking props to the actor, eh? When you fucking find out that, he's a big deal in Korean media, you can see why.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that's my MVP. Your MVP.
I'm going to give the MVP award to Hwang Dong-hyuk, who is the creator, writer, and director, because boy, did he create, write, and direct a fucking great first episode.
Yes, absolutely. It was Master Soul.
Master Soul?
Master Soul from The Acolyte.
What, same guy?
Yeah.
See, it doesn't even look the same.
No, he dresses different.
But he has got his hair styled completely different as well.
Yeah. Like, as Master Soul, he's, like, made up to look a bit older.
God damn, his English is good.
Yeah, it is.
I would never have guessed that he wasn't a native a native English speaker.
Native American.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you totally. Absolutely, yeah.
Anyway, he did a great job in that as well. I'm pretty sure I gave him my MVP award. If it wasn't him, it was the Sith.
Yeah, because he very definitely carried that show more than the actual Acolyte herself.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to dwell on that. But yeah, the director definitely gets it. I don't know if he directed this episode, but, you know, it was his vision, and boy, was it fucking achieved.
Absolutely.
Fuck, not a fucking scene out of place, in my opinion. And again, if you go through it with a fine-tooth comb or with a more expert eye than you or I, then maybe you'd be able to find more things wrong with it. But honestly, as a viewer of my capacity, fucking stunning. 10 out of 10. I can see why it got so much fucking praise.
Yeah, absolutely.
So on that bombshell, let us know in the comment section what we missed and why we're wrong and why Squid Game actually sucks. And, you know, let us know what game you wouldn't mind playing if death was on the line. I don't know, maybe you can go up against a Sicilian. But, thanks, Rick. Let us know your thoughts on Squid Game. We're eager to hear more behind-the-scenes stuff that we may not know. Also, give us suggestions for future content, future things to review. Like, we're reviewing something that's new, but also old. So, yeah, really, anything's on the cards. That being said, we appreciate only Spotify and YouTube actually have a comment section. If you're listening via one of our many other audio platforms, you can instead send us an email at
nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
Rick, what game would you like to play? What childhood game would you like to play? Where if you win, you get $1 million. If you lose, you get shot in the head.
Oh man, none, because I wasn't a dexterous child and I'm not a dexterous adult.
I think Duck Duck Goose might be okay.
Yeah.
How do you lose
maybe.
Duck Duck Goose though? That's the question.
By your opponent deciding that you're the one that gets shot.
Well, it's just like, I guess you got to lose 2 rounds as the goose or something. Like, Duck Duck Goose wasn't a game you lost. It's just when you had to stop playing because the hour was up. Whoever was goose loses, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
but yeah, I essentially perceive the world like a lot less fidelity than most people. So yeah, it's.
All right, Rick. How about this?
It's going to be difficult for me.
Instead, you get entered in a shadow game. If you win, you get $1 million. If you lose, you get shot in the head. The game is Magic the Gathering. Do you play?
Probably not, because I know how shit I am at that.
Yeah, right. Fuck that.
Yeah. I know how shit I am at that. Like, I can play the game. I know the rules. I know how bad I am. I have not won a single Commander game.
I don't think here's the thing is, I've never played a Commander game with more than 2 players, and I only ever play against one person regularly. So it's one of those where I think I'm good in the context of 2 people.
Yep.
However,
how about you? Would you play a game to get shot in the head or win?
I just said Duck Duck Goose.
Yeah, just Duck Duck Goose. Okay.
The thing is I'm struggling to think of any. I guess Bulldog might be okay because I'm big enough that I'd have to be on the defenders team. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Do you remember Bulldog?
Yeah. Is that the one that's basically just rugby tackle training?
Kind of. Yeah. You form 2 lines facing each other. Is it 2? No, sorry. You got one person who's the Bulldog. You got one line of people, and there's a line that you cross. If you cross the line, you're safe. If you get tackled by the Bulldog, you join the Bulldog team, and it basically keeps going until only one person's left.
Oh, like zombie take.
Yeah, I guess it is, yeah. Except again, it's proper fucking tackling. It used to fucking hurt.
Yeah.
That being said...
yeah, everyone else was faster than me, so I would not survive as the Bulldog.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Here's the thing. If you're picked as the Bulldog first, that's a problem. If you're not picked as the Bulldog, your bulk would give you extra things. You have to be tackled to the floor to become a Bulldog.
Sure, okay.
That being said, though, I don't know how that would work in the context of a Squid Game.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because, you know, if you lose and become a Bulldog, you get shot. What a fun fucking thing to end on. Alrighty, guys, join us next week where I promise you we're doing something a bit less heavy.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye.